Well, got up and I took the kids over to their grandma's so then I could go to work. Worked for a demolition company just right outside of town here, Kelly Demolition. Day was kind of already a little bit behind, and then got to work and one of the trucks that I was gonna drive, there was something wrong with it. So it put me another about 45 minutes behind, and then I took off and anyway, it was going down Highway 30 and I was getting ready to go on 380, but up ahead they were doing some construction, so they had dividers in the highway, like ones you could run over.
My truck's tire exploded and it flipped 13 to 19 times.
I just remember seeing this car just doing flips, and I was like, oh my Lanta, there's no way this person's alive. And there was a car that had stopped in front of me and then me, and there was just stuff everywhere. And I remember seeing diapers, and I remember seeing a car seat, and I was like, oh man, this is not gonna be good, you know. Had my Bluetooth on, so I called 911, and I was talking to them, and I was just about to go down in the ditch, and I seen this ball, and it was Cody. He was just curled up in a ball. And so I'm like, I found him, and then like, I remember they were like, well, he's breathing. I'm like, I'm checking for a pulse, and there wasn't a pulse. And so I started compressions. Some other people were like, hey, what can we do to help? And as I'm doing compressions, I'm like, we need to look all over this grassy area to see if there's anybody else. Look under the car, in the car, everywhere, because there was the diapers and stuff. A doctor showed up, and so she was kind of checking for pulses too as I was doing compressions. And then a nurse came up, and she relieved me of doing compressions. So then I kind of went over just to check for the car again, just to see if there's like any immediate danger or gas leak, anything like that. Then the fire trucks came, and as they were getting out, the doctor checked for a pulse down the leg, and we had one. And I was just dumbfounded. I'm like, no way, you know. They couldn't get an airway open because his jaw was locked, and you could tell he had some broken bones. It was unreal when they said we had a pulse. I couldn't believe it.
I ended up breaking my hips, my neck, and my back. My arm broke and went through my shoulder. I ended up having some head injuries too, which caused a stroke or brain bleeding. It's all coming back together though. His truck wasn't running properly, so he was running late for work. He was behind me. He stopped, and he wouldn't have been there at all had his truck been running properly.
I would have not known what to do if it wasn't for the training I had here. I've been on the Lisbon Fire Department since I graduated in 2003.
If you can learn CPR, if you have the opportunity, I recommend doing so.
I'm just glad I was there to help.
See, that's the thing about heroes is they say they're not. They're humble. But he is a hero, whether he likes to see himself that way or not. And that's not just my opinion. The town of Springville considers him a hero. My boy considers him a hero. My boy is not going to grow up without a dad because somebody knew CPR and stopped.